Hey guys, so today's lesson is on solving one-step equations. So we're going to solve it 4 different ways. You're going to do an example with subtraction, an example with addition, an example with multiplication, and division. Typically what we'll be doing is applying division and applying addition and subtraction, not really the multiplication. So to start here, we have a problem for, we're going to use a subtraction. We have n plus 4 equals 6. I want you to draw kind of a little dotted line down through the equal sign. So once I have that line, I have to think, okay, well, I want to isolate n. So when you're solving a one-step equation, you're solving for what variable there is. So variable, remember, is a letter, so I'm solving for n. If I want to solve for n, I have to isolate it. So I have to get rid of whatever's on the left side and move it to the right side of the equation. So here we know that the 6 is on the right side of the equation, and we have plus 4 on the left side. Well, to move this over, we're going to have to do the opposite symbol. So when you move something from one side of the equation to the other side of the equation, when you cross the equal sign, that's when you have to change the symbol. So our symbol is positive, so we are going to subtract 4 from both sides. These two cancel, because positive 4 minus 4 give us 0, so we can write n. Here, do your simple math. 6 minus 4 gives us 2. So our final answer is n equals 2. So that was our final answer. So now let's move to the addition here. Now I want to solve for n, so I have to isolate n again. So to isolate n here, I have to do a couple things. So I want you to draw kind of that invisible little dotted line down. Since we have subtraction, I got to move this 2 somehow over to the right side. Well, to move it over to the right side, I have to do the opposite. Since it's added here, I'm going to have to subtracted here, I'm going to have to add it. So it's n minus 2 equals 10. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. These 2's will cancel. We're left with n. These ones here, so 10 plus 2 will give us 12. So our final answer is n equals. All right, so for the next problems that we're going to do here, we want to apply division. So here we have a problem that's 4n equals 12. Well, there's not an addition or subtraction in between these two symbols, so we have to assume that they're being multiplied together because they are being multiplied together. So when you don't have a symbol that's addition or subtraction, they're multiplied together when they're right beside each other. So think of, well, with addition or subtraction, we did the opposite to move it over. So we're going to have to do the same thing with our 4n. So I want you to do the opposite of multiplication. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division. So what we can do here is divide, so that line's dividing, by 4. Divide by that coefficient. So remember, the number in front of the variable is a coefficient. So we divide it by 4. We draw kind of our little dotted line. And we said 4 divided by 4, that gives us n. Well, whatever we did to the left side, we have to do to the right side, just like our other problems. So we divided by 4 on this side, so we have to divide by 4 on this side. So you're thinking 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So our final answer is n is equal to 3. The last one we're going to do is a multiplication problem where you have to apply multiplication. So we have n over 2 equals 3. And really it's n divided by 2. So we want to again solve a one-step equation by solving for n. So to solve for n, we're going to have to do the opposite. Well, n's divided by 2. So here the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply this side by 2. If I multiply my left side by 2, I have to multiply my right side by 2. So when we do this, we follow our equal sign, keep your equal sign in the same spot. Our 2's can cancel because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So really we're left with 1n, but remember we don't have to write the 1 in front of the n, so it's just an n. Now we have 3 times 2, we get 6. So our final answer is n equals 6. So use this video to help you solve the problems in your workbook.